Hello class, good evening. Welcome to today's presentation on health promotion plan. Me, Anjani, and my friend Riella, we have decided to choose the topic, the importance of nutrition in adolescence. So as we go down, we'll discuss about the ideology, the basic ideology behind choosing this topic as as our project, and some statistics those are evident from the uh, previous researchers that will support our idea, and the logic plan which will give us a detailed insight into this project. So let's move ahead. And to introduce you to the topic, here I'll speak a little about adolescence, the science of adolescence, and how it is related to nutrition. So, adolescence is a development stage where it lasts from puberty through the early adulthood. There are different stages of adulthood, like early adolescence from 10 to 14 years of age, late adolescence 15 to 19 years, and young adulthood. And the last stage is young adulthood, which lasts from 20 to 24 years of age. Here, we are discussing, we talk more about early adolescence, where like the stage where the kids grow from um, their childhood and they just enter to their puberty and adolescence. Okay, so these are the major most prevalent developmental phases. This is the phase where they become physically and sexually mature, they get more social and economic independence, and they crave for identity, and they start creating their own trademark in the society, among the community they live and among their friends, etc. They acquire new skills necessary for them to build a strong interaction uh, with adults, or as they transform from a stage of adolescence to adulthood, and they get their own responsibilities and duties, and the ability to reason abstractly are all hallmarks of adolescence. So these are all the signs of them being in adolescence and trying to transform to adulthood. So now, how the nutrition is involved, what is the role of nutrition to play here? During adolescence, they generally behave their own pattern of eatings. Their behaviors are influenced by various factors like the peer pressure, parental modeling, food availability, food preferences, their tastes, costs, convenience, availability, accessibility, their personal and cultural values. So all these factors will influence very badly on the people or the children during their adolescence, and about their and in their eating patterns, behavior, etc. Nutrition and the teenage transition are strongly linked in such a way. If in this stage, if we get a good nutrition, um, he's actually, we know that, right? Good food will give you good thoughts, and they make you physically and mentally strong. When a person is strong physically and mentally, both mentally and physically, then only he will be able to do something in his life, right? So nutrition really plays a very major role, and how it affects and all will be dealt in the next slide. So for now, what we can say is nutrition and teenage transitions are strongly linked. Each child is entitled to optimal cognitive, social, emotional, and behavioral development in this stage. Okay. Then we investigated some cases and we did some research and to put some statistics before you. Here it goes like this. So, out of 10 causes of death among children and adolescents, protein energy malnutrition. So, there is deficiency in protein and energy intake in their early life, early phase of their life, which leads to a global burden of illness and injuries, which are accounted to more than 225 hundreds fatalities in 2013. And other statistics revealed that malnutrition is responsible for roughly 34 deaths, fatalities per thousand, hundred, I mean 1 lakh children worldwide. But there is a difference between the death rate or mortality rate in developing countries and developed countries. As you can see here, in developing countries like Pakistan, Nepal, any Asian countries, or few of Western countries, the death rate is 38.5 every every 39 people are mortal among 1 lakh of adolescent, and in developed countries the rate is 0.2. And our global dietary patterns in adolescence are reviewed in length. So to avoid all these things, the dietary patterns worldwide are um, reviewed, and then they gave in a summary that 1 out of every 3 adolescent worldwide is overweight or obese. And in 2011, it is estimated that 43 million children under the age of 5, so in their early childhood, were overweight, from an estimate to 28 million in 1900. Many of these overweight children were girls. So the childs are overweight. It's the girls who are getting affected in either case, either malnutrition or overweighted, and there is a lot of discrepancies in nutrition related issues among the girl child. And a future research is very much needed to better understand the adolescents' nutrition in various contexts, like what they like in terms of various factors that are influencing their nutrition deficiencies, and some internal and external factors that causes nutritional imbalances during adolescence, like eating behaviors, taste preferences, food choices, their relationship to physiology of sleep. The amount of sleep they get in a day also determines the food, and the food determines the amount of sleep you get. They are interrelated again. The physical activity, puberty, growth spurt, and adult health, without undermining the fact that adolescent nutrition needs should be the focus of future policy and implementation, as investigating in this geriatric population will pay off. And then to start with a logic model, we'll start with inputs. So inputs, the fundings or the money needed for developing a logical model, any policies or strategies to mitigate all these effects due to nutrition in adolescents. We need some funding either from a government organization or non-government organization or volunteers, etc., which will help this will be invested in training the staff, in advertising, in advertisements, to develop media access, to build a bridge between the research and extension, etc., to build a community agency or partnerships, to bring awareness among people. Not only it is not only limited to parents, but it is a community responsibility to make their society strong enough, right? So training should not only be given to the staff involved with the policies or strategies developed, but also it should the training should be given to teachers, because teachers are the teacher, and the school is the secondary home for every child, and every adolescent will go to school, and the teacher should have this the main responsibility of um, shaping them into a citizen that will brighten up the society, or in term the country. So training must be provided to teachers, everyone involved in uh, thinking good for a student, right? Yeah. So from here, my friend Rela will take um, take the role, and she'll finish with the evaluation slide. Okay, and thank you.
Coming to the outputs, the activities here will be basically developing and providing training for the staff, developing the info for the parents of all the young adolescents that have basically attended the seminar or the session with their parents, then developing and showcasing promotional material to them in order to enlighten them with all the knowledge required to take care of themselves, and how their diet has to be taken care of as parents or as teens, how they should be eating well in order to get a healthy lifestyle and to avoid all other diseases that could basically affect their early adulthood days. And then again, the seminars and the webinars with nutritional consultation. So we will have nutritional consultation on online or in person, where basically it depends upon the person's preference attending the seminar, if he is really interested or intended to go and meet the nutritionist. Coming to the participation, young adults from the schools and college will be there, then parents and teachers, the caregivers, and also caregivers and media, as I said. So basically the outcome goals will be, for the short term, parents increase their knowledge about the positive parenting when it comes to tackling with the young adults and their mood swings. Increase knowledge of healthy choices by the target audience, basically for the young adults. And healthy food at school and colleges will also be encouraged through these talks, which will be really motivating the principals and the staff attending this session alongside with their students. The intended outcome are parents using positive parenting behavior with time after uh, learning about the various nutritional needs their children need as they grow. Target audience choose a wide, healthy lifestyle with all the key behavioral outcomes provided. Sorry. The long-term outcomes will be 80%, at least 80% of participants will learn to take care of themselves and improve their nutritional choices eventually with time. And there will be reduced malnutrition and reduced obesity. Coming to the assumption, funds and other resources will be available for the success of this 8-week program. Information shared will be valued by the audience, and there will be positive feedbacks after 4 months, which will be evaluated. And coming to the external factor, demographic patterns, behavioral patterns, environmental factors, transportation issues, socio-economic status of the program, personal beliefs and parental influence will be a great challenge, and that would be out of our control, yet it is to be considered as an external factor here. So the evaluation will be based on the surveys and the seminars and webinars that will be evaluated, and personal guidance or consultation will be provided if needed. So basically here the people who are interested in giving their contact details will be contacted in order to ask the progress after the 8-week seminar. So it's basically a program where there will be track of every outcome post the seminar, and feedback from the parents and caregivers will also be used. So every feedback that will be given by the target audience for parents or caregivers will be evaluated to literally predict what's the success of the 8-week program and how it has really changed literally their life after the sessions. Thank you, and